Hello students, let's continue chapter 8th of class 7th of science, that is winds, storms and cyclones. Now we will discuss next topic, that is air expands on heating. We will discuss activity 8.5 to show that air expands on heating and contracts on cooling. So students, take a boiling tube, stretch a balloon tightly over the neck of the tube. You can use a tape to make it tight. Pour some hot water in a beaker. Insert the boiling tube with the balloon in the hot water. Observe for 2 to 3 minutes for any changes in the shape of the balloon. Take the tube out. Let it cool down to the room temperature. Take some ice cold water in another beaker and place the tube with the balloon in cold water for 2 to 3 minutes and observe the change in the shape of the balloon. We will observe that when the test tube with the balloon is placed in hot water, the balloon gets inflated. You can see in the picture, and on taking out the test tube from hot water, it gets cooled. The inflated balloon gets contracted. Then when the test tube with the balloon is placed in ice cold water, the balloon gets more contracted. Clear students? So we conclude that air expands on heating and contract on cooling. Now we will discuss activity 8.6. This activity is very interesting. This will make you understand more about hot air. This activity shows that the warm air is lighter than the cold air. Firstly, you will take 2 paper bags, then hang the 2 bags in inverted position on 2 ends of a stick. Then tie a piece of thread in middle of stick. Hold the stick by the thread as in a balance. Put a burning candle below one of the bags. You will observe that balance of the bags gets disturbed. As the warm air rises up, it pushes the bag above the candle. Because warm air is lighter than the cold air, thus it rises up. And cold air is heavier than hot air, hence it sinks down. So we conclude that hot air is lighter than cold air and rises up. Now we will explain why smoke always rises up. Students, also it is important to remember that on heating the air expands on occupies more space. When the same thing occupies more space, it becomes lighter. The warm air is therefore lighter than the cold air. That is the reason that the smoke goes up. Because smoke is hot air and hot air always rises up. Students, in this video we will discuss about wind currents are generated due to uneven heating on the earth. First we will discuss uneven heating between the equator and the poles. Then we will discuss uneven heating of land and water. So I will explain uneven heating between poles and equator. You might have learnt in geography that regions close to the equator get maximum heat from the sun. The air in these regions get warms. The warm air rises and the cooler air from the regions in the 0 to 30 degrees latitude belt on either side of the equator moves in. These winds blow from the north and the south towards the equator. At the poles, the air is colder than that at latitudes about 60 degrees. The warm air at these latitudes rises up and the cold wind from the polar regions rushes in to take its place. In this way, wind circulation is set up from the poles to the warmer latitudes. Students, you can see in this figure the winds flow from the north and south towards the equator. Paheli wonders why the winds shown in the figure are not in the exact north-south direction. Students, you can see in the figure wind is flowing in the geographical bands of the earth. The winds would have flown in the north-south direction from north to south or from south to north. A change in direction is, however, caused by the rotation of the earth. Now we will discuss about uneven heating between land and water. Students, you have read about the sea breeze and the land breeze in chapter 4th. Land warms up faster than water and it cools as fast as it gets heated. And water takes more time to get heated and takes more time to cool. In summer season near the equator, the land warms up faster and most of the time the temperature of the land is higher than that of water in the oceans. Thus, air over the land gets heated and rises, creating low pressure system. This causes the winds to flow from the oceans towards land. These winds bring moisture with them and are called as monsoon winds. Word monsoon derived from the Arabic word mosam, which means season. In winter season, direction of winds get reversed. Land becomes hot as compared to sea. Wind blows from land to sea. Bujo wants to know that these winds do for us. The winds from the oceans carry water and bring rain. It is a part of the water cycle. The monsoon winds carry water and it rains. Clouds bring rain and give us happiness. Farmers in our country depend mainly on rains for their harvest. Uneven heating of land, especially the Rajasthan desert, generates monsoon winds from southwest direction in summer. These winds carry loads of water from the Indian Ocean. And uneven heating of land and water in winter generate winds from the northwest colder land. These colder winds carry little water, hence bring small amount of rain in winter. Rains often create problems also. It brings with it disaster also and pose threat to humans, animals and plant life. Students, in nature itself, there are certain situations that can sometimes create problems. We will discuss about such situations in next video. Up till then, thank you.